What is going on, guys? Joey Franzo here with his squeaky chair with Flex Training Systems. I don't have a coach's corner for you guys today because let me explain myself. Bought a new PC and brand new, completely brand new. And right away it had issues, so I've been dealing with that, and I spent a lot of time trying to fix it myself. I've just been on the phone with a lot of different people. It's really annoying. So I took it back, and hopefully it gets fixed soon. But luckily, I still have my work PC, so everything is good to go. Instead of taking 20,000 years to, finish rendering a podcast on this new PC, I should be able to do it, really quickly, and just save more time. But anyway, I'm here, and I wanted to drop a video this week. I'm still, I've caught up with a good amount of my emails, but they're still coming in. So, that has definitely picked up quite a bit since Nationals, which I'm very, very thankful for. I like to stay busy, and I would rather have more work than I can handle, than, not enough. And that hasn't been the case for a long time. So, very, very thankful and happy to be in the position that I'm in. Got a lot of exciting things coming up. Those big meets, those big performances are not something that happen, doesn't happen when the meet happens. It happens the years before. So just making sure my current people are good first, and then getting to, trying to see if we can get any new ones in there. But anyway, let's get into it. I've been wanting to make this video for quite a few weeks. And the topic of this video is going to be on social media and kind of the psychology between social media and how it can affect powerlifters. There's going to be a lot of parallels between powerlifting and just real life, which is part of the reasons why I love powerlifting, because you learn a lot of lessons that can carry over into the real world, that are very empowering and can help you get a lot of cool, epic shit done, outside of the gym. So, I think I'm going to title this video something along the lines of, is powerlifting a positive, or is social media a positive or negative thing? Something like that. So we're just going to kind of go through it. First off, my opinion, which is this entire video, but I think social media is overwhelmingly more positive than it is negative. It's literally changed my life and the lives of literally millions of people. But it can be a negative thing. But I think this has to do with the type of personality that uses social media. Something that we need to understand is that we can choose what content we consume and how we consume it for the most part. So, people say it's a waste of time, it's distracting. Well, nobody's making you go on there. You have to be able to control yourself. So I think a better thing to say would be, I don't have enough self-control with social media to not have it negatively impact me. That's just one example. But more specifically for powerlifting, a lot of times, this is one of the main issues with powerlifting and social media, is that people look at what other people are doing, and they try to get caught up with them, or try to run with them. And they end up overextending themselves, and then boom, you get a setback, you get hurt, you put a weight on the bar that you weren't supposed to hit. I was just talking to a lifter today about how he saw another lifter was doing his meet, so he tried to chase numbers, and then it just kind of screwed everything up. It just basically set everything back. He was failing lifts, and then that kills your ego, and then you can't train normally because you're thinking about so many other things. Like I said, we can choose how we let these things affect us. We really can. For some people, it's going to take more willpower than others. You guys might know, of course, a lot of you guys know Sean. Right now, he's taking a break from social media because I guess he was developing some bad habits that just, he felt like it was distracting him, or he's wasting time on it, or whatever. He's not here, and I don't want to put out, like I want him to be able to speak for himself, but to me that's the gist of it. So let's just say that's the case, or let's just use that as an example, right? He's not the only person that's done this. I know quite a few people that take breaks from social media. The way that, like, social media is such a positive thing, like I said before, like you have access to so much more information, you can stay connected with your community, you can stay up to date on news events. There's like so many different things. You know what's going on in the world, and we kind of feel like we're all in it together. I think the issue lies more in the individual, and that individual has some sort of issue to the point where they let what's happening on social media affect them outside, in real life. Social media is real life. When people say, oh, it's not even real, there's actual fucking people behind the keyboard that are saying those things. So social media is real life. What you're seeing is either what someone... Like, you have to look at social media and see, is this person trying to portray themselves a certain way? Or is this person, is this actually who they are? Sometimes it can be hard to decipher between the two. You can only judge people based on what they put out there. We wanna assume that people, for the most part, are, who they... Like, they obviously want you to see them however they're portraying themselves. At the same time, you have those people that are just kind of like, they don't realize that they're exposing kind of what they really think, and it can negatively impact them, or make them seem a certain way. That's why you see people post things and then they'll delete it right away, because they're like, oh, people didn't like that I said that, I should take it away. And I've done it before in the past. I've said something in a comment on Facebook, and then just realized, like, oh, you know what, like, I probably shouldn't have said that. I didn't mean to kind of overstep my boundary, and then I'll delete it. But I still did it, and people could, see, like, oh, maybe that's what Joey was really thinking. Or maybe I might say something and I'm like, damn, there's a lot of information in this comment. I'm gonna delete that shit. I ain't giving away no keys, bruh. You gotta be part of the squad to get the keys. No, but going back to, so like taking a break from social media, I think you can do that to kind of feel like what you're losing. It's almost like when people stop drinking. They realize what they are losing. They realize, oh, okay, what really is social media to me? What am I gaining? What am I losing? Can I go without this thing? For me personally, and for a lot of other people out there, it helps me tremendously. That's how I run my business, basically. So in that end, social media is very important to me, and I need to not let the bad that comes with social media affect me from making informed, important decisions. I think I've done a very good, like, social media. Think of it as it's like a beast, right? But it's a very predictable beast. It's a beast that you know what it's gonna do. You know how it's gonna behave. So if you kind of like just control how you interpret those things and how you, interact with it, it can be a very, very positive thing, and you can kind of coax that beast to like, I guess, behave is what I'm saying, and to where it's a positive thing. If you're letting it consume you, that's an issue, I think, within the individual. That's an issue within yourself that you need to work on. Like, some people see other people succeed, and it really bothers them. It really, really bothers them, and it makes them angry and resentful, and they just want that person to fail. I don't know why this is. I've never been that way. I noticed this at a young age. When people used to get angry at other people or say, oh, I hate this guy, he's so good at everything. I never understood that. I really don't understand it. I know that envy is a normal human kind of emotion or characteristic, but I just don't have it. Like, when I see other people, like, dude, I'm not a genetic freak. I don't have big arms. I'm not, super jacked or anything. I'm just so caught up in, like, helping my people get better and helping me get better that I just don't really care what anybody else is doing. If I'm doing really well in one thing, or being, kind of successful in my thing, then I'm just gonna that's gonna just make you want to stay in your lane even more. It's almost like been saying this a lot lately. I told this to Bradley Martin recently. When you have your shit together, you don't really care about what other people are doing. So if I'm enjoying my process, enjoying my journey, and making myself the best that I can be, then I'm focusing on that, then I'm not really gonna care what anybody else does. If I work really hard and somebody else is working hard and they're kind of like with me and they just so happen to lift more weight than I do, especially if it's because I made a mistake, I gotta live with that mistake, and I'm not gonna hate that person for it. I'm gonna give them props. I'm gonna shake it up. I'm gonna be like, yo, if my lifter goes head to head with another lifter, which happened at this last nationals, and I'm friends. Evan Chafee, I'm friends with this guy. He's a nice guy, and I knew that his guy was gonna come in and give my dude Mikey D a run for his money, and we ended up coming out on top. Came down to the last pull, like I know that I would, and I was like, hey man, thank you for keeping us on point. Thank you for making sure your boy's on point so that we have to be on point. You know what I mean? And if he would have won, I would have been a little bit salty because we lost. Nobody likes taking L's, but I would have been like, hey man, you know what? Like, hey, you fucking, I'm not mad about it, you know? I'm not even mad about it because I know you put everything into your guys like I do, and it's like a mutual respect, you know what I mean? But yeah, man, like I'm talking to one dude. I think social media is overwhelmingly powerful. I think we need to find, you need to learn to make it a positive thing, and use it to kind of propel your own progress, and to be so many of the, like it can be such a positive thing. There are so many positive things that come out of social media, and you can't let it affect you negatively. You need, like, just kind of be objective with yourself. Being objective in all aspects of everything that you do is just so unbelievably important. I cannot stress it enough. You need to look at how, whatever it is in your life is affecting you, and make sure that it's not negatively hurting you. And if it is, instead of just getting rid of it completely, which I guess I'm making the exception for social media. Like, if you have negative people in your life, just get rid of them. You know what I mean? Like, you can't really change people for the most part. Some people can turn around, but negativity, we don't want that around. But I think social media has far more positive than negative, so you got to find a way to cope with it, to get it to work to your advantage, and to make yourself better. I'm going to end this video with an example, with a modern example. We're going to talk about the culture. We're going to talk about Migos really quick. Let's look at the Migos, right? You have, I think they're two cousins and a nephew, right? So we're going to talk about Quavo specifically, right? Quavo, if you have the group of the Migos, and then Quavo was kind of going off, and he was like doing collabs over here and singles on here and features on here, and then he did that Fast Furious track with all those other dudes, and he was just like kind of the standout guy. He has a very unique voice. So, Offset right now is kind of looking, the way I see it, it's like he's looking at Quavo and he's like, yo, like, my man Quavo, my family, like, he's not going to want any ill will towards him. He's not going to want, he's not going to have any hatred or resentment towards him. It's literally his family, right? That's how I think we should all do it. You see other people successful and winning, that should motivate you to want to get better and not get caught up and not want to see that person fail. Unless you got to go against them on the platform, then yeah, man, they get fuck that guy. No, I'm kidding. So Offset, right now, he's everywhere. He's on everything. He just did that. He just did the album with 21 Savage. He's on Motorsport. He's on this. He's on that. He's doing all his own stuff. He kind of saw Quavo do it and said, you know what, I'm gonna get motivated and inspired from that, and I'm gonna be the best that I can be. And together they're both just gonna make Migos even better. You know what I mean? I know it's kind of funny that I'm using that as an example, but that's literally, like, that's powerful shit. It's really powerful stuff. I want people to see, I want you guys to, like, if you look at your competitors, if you are following someone that you're competing against, look at them and be like, they're working hard. I'm going to work hard too. And on meet day, we're going to throw down, and, the better man's going to come out on top, and we're going to shake it up after, and it's all positivity. You know what I mean? There's no need to, just hate on each other or anything like that. Social media can be such a positive thing. Got to stay in your lane. You got to do your thing. You got to get your wins where you can, and just keep it moving. I know we said keep it moving in the last one, but let's finish up this video with hashtag. Let's just go with the hashtag FlexFam. Let's just go with the hashtag FlexFam to finish off this video. I felt good to get on here and kind of talk to you guys. If you guys haven't noticed, there are a couple new photos in the in the rotation. I have to do like multiple pre-workout reviews. I have to do a product review of like all the Iron Tanks gear. I still have to get up that podcast with Ben Rice, and I still need to do the Coach's Corner with Russell. So I literally have infinite work. I'm gonna just pace myself and try to get it out, as I can. Thank you guys for bearing with me. Thank you guys for sticking around this far. Hashtag FlexFam in the comments. Make sure you get the 2 X's in there, and I'll talk to you guys in the next one.